Booktubeathon 2017 is over, is done. Thank goodness. No, I'm kidding. It was a lot of fun, just a little stressful. I didn't really complete many of the challenges, but that's fine. I read somewhat okay. This is a wrap-up, by the way. Just a quick, very brief, short wrap-up of my Booktubeathon experience, things I read, blah blah blah. I hope you enjoyed the vlogs that I did. I didn't vlog for the last 3 days because I kind of gave up and I didn't want to do it anymore. So quickly, what I read 120 pages, the last 120 pages of Amid Stars and Darkness by Chani, Lynn, Feener. This is a young adult science fiction romance thing. It was a little cheesy, but it was entertaining and fun, and I didn't hate it. Then I read The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde. This was hilarious, and just I really love this a lot, and I can't wait to talk about it in a recent reads. And then I read The Melancholy Death of Oyster and Other Stories by Tim Burton, poetry by Tim Burton. This was so much more depressing than I had anticipated. Before reading this, I thought, hey, maybe I'll read a couple of these poems to my niece. After reading this, though, I'm not gonna read it to her. No way. And then I read Starship Troopers. And before reading this, I had just been exposed to the film, and they're nothing alike. They're completely different, and yeah. I'll talk about this more later on. Then I read the 3rd volume in Sin City, The Big Fat Kill by Frank Miller. This was wonderful. I really need to read the rest of the Sin City graphic novels. I have them. I need to read them. Tell me in the comments below. I have to read them because they're so enjoyable, even though they're dark and a little graphic and kind of bloody and gory, but like it's fine. And then I read CivilWarLand in Bad Decline by George Saunders. This wasn't on my Booktubeathon TBR, but I mean, after Sin City, I didn't really want to read Batman. I'm sorry, Batman. I know you're probably really great and entertaining and just an interesting story, but not now. So I went off my TBR and picked something else because I can do what I want and I can read what I want. So I did. CivilWarLand in Bad Decline by George Saunders, a collection of George Saunders short stories and a novella. This was really good. I do think, honestly though, I prefer the first collection by him that I read. But I do think I need to go back and reread this because I read this so quickly that I know I missed out on a lot. That I could have gotten more if I had taken my time, but because I read this for a readathon, I sped through it. But yeah, still really good. It's George Saunders. So, and the last thing I read but did not complete, I finished it this morning, was also not on my Booktubeathon TBR. I just decided to read whatever I wanted to. Endurance, Shackleton's Incredible Voyage to the Antarctic by Alfred Lansing. For those that don't know, in December 1914, Sir Ernest Shackleton and a crew of 27 men set sail from South Georgia for the South Pole on board the Endurance. So they tried to get to the Antarctic in this ship in 1914. Didn't go well, they got stuck in the ice, and then the ship, from pressure, was crushed, so they had to go on the ice with all their dogs and supplies that they were able to obtain in that short amount of time and just try to live and make it back to civilization. Did they live? Did they die? Read to find out. This is nonfiction. This is a true story. This was intensely gripping and suspenseful, and honestly, probably my favorite thing I read during the Booktubeathon, even though I didn't technically finish it. One of my favorite reads of this year. So freaking good. But honestly, are you surprised that I love this? Because I'm not. I knew I was going to really enjoy this, and I did. So you should read this if you haven't. That is my Booktubeathon wrap up. Those are all the books that I read. I hope you all had a great Booktubeathon. I would love to know what you read, how it went. Have you read any of the books that I read during Booktubeathon? And if you have, what are your thoughts and opinions? I would love to talk with you all in the comments below. And I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I will see you in another video soon. Bye.